All right, you just landed at Suvarnabhumi or Damwang Airport, right? You got your pension money. You're ready to hit the streets and retire and date. And you're looking for that traditional woman that everybody on the internet talks about, right? But 3 months in to being here in Thailand, you realize that your bank account is draining faster than a pint of Singha on a hot day. Are you a provider? Are you a simp? Or have you accidentally become a pay pig? That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to dig into everything. Are you ready? Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Hey, what's up? It's JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia here in one of my favorite parks, Benjikiti Park, on a beautiful morning here. Try to get this video done before it gets too hot. It's going to get up to about 100 degrees today. But today we're going to peel back the reality of dating in Southeast Asia. And I'm not just talking about Thailand, I'm talking about anywhere in Southeast Asia, but particularly Thailand, I guess, and the Philippines also. You may have heard the term simp. Not saying it applies to you, but it gets some bad connotations. There may be another term that you might not have heard much of, and that's called pay pig. We're going to break these down today for you and see if you fall into one of these categories or not. If not, then you're fine. If so, you know, if you're okay with it, you're okay with it. If not, then maybe you need to adjust your way of thinking. So let's get into it. Let's start with simps, okay? If you're a simp, we've all been there to some degree, some more than others. He's the guy who thinks he can buy his way into a woman's heart. He's not doing it because he's a submissive. He's doing it because he thinks he's got a good heart. He thinks he's a nice guy. In the Midwest, where I come from, being a nice guy means you open doors for ladies, right? Here in Southeast Asia, being a nice guy means you're paying for her college education after just knowing her for 3 days. The simp is the guy that believes in fairy tales. He's the guy who thinks if he provides enough for the girl, eventually she's going to fall in love with him. Spoiler alert, that's not how the investment works around here. Now, let's talk about a pay pig. Are you a pay pig? In the West, a pay pig is a specific fetish. It's basically financial domination. These guys basically want to be used. But here in Southeast Asia, we have the accidental pay pigs. This is the guy who knows deep down inside he's being played. He knows there's another sponsor in the background. He knows the sick buffalo story is a lie, but he keeps giving her money because he's addicted to the attention that she gives him by doing so. Basically, he's paying for the illusion of a relationship. That's what a pay pig is. While a simp may be delusional, a pay pig is defeated. He's accepted the fact that his only value is the money on his ATM card. And to be honest, he's okay with that, just to have a beautiful young Asian woman on his arm on the weekends. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How do you know that you're a simp? Well, here are some red flags to know if you're simping. The exclusive long-distance allowance. Number one red flag. You're in Ohio, she's in Cebu, or she's in Bangkok, or Chiang Mai, or wherever. You send her $500 a month to keep her off the apps. Newsflash, if you're not there, she's on the apps, trust me. You're just the one paying the data bill. Number two red flag, the hero complex. You find yourself saving her from every minor inconvenience. A broken flip-flop becomes a $200 shopping spree. And that's the low end. It just keeps going up from there. Red flag number three, defending the indefensible. When your expat buddies, the ones who have lived here for a while and kind of know the lay of the land, start telling you that something seems a little fishy with your relationship, you get angry with them. If you find yourself saying, my girlfriend is different, You might want to check your bank statement first. Now, let's talk about the red flags for being a pay pig. Red flag number one, the fee to play dynamic. You'll only get a good morning handsome text message from her after you've sent her money. If you don't send the money, phone goes dead silent. Red flag number two, the lifestyle upgrade. You're paying for her to live a life that's better than what you're living. You're eating street food to save money while she's posting Instagram and TikTok videos of her on rooftop bars spending a lot more money, your money. And she's with friends you've never met. Red flag number three, the disappearing act. You fly into town, take her to a luxury resort, buy her a new iPhone, spend all this money on her, and the minute you get back to the airport, she needs to go back to her province. Yeah, it's a family emergency. You've been drained and the transaction is complete. So let's talk about the provider versus the payer. I want to be clear about this. Providing for a woman is part of the culture here in Southeast Asia, and it's not inherently bad. You know, in Thailand and the Philippines, the man is expected to be the pillar of the family. He's expected to be the provider. But there's a big difference between being a provider and being a payer. A provider invests in the partnership. I'm going to be careful with this next thing I say here. He helps invest in maybe her starting a small business, something along those lines. But be careful with that, guys, because women in Southeast Asia are great at playing the long game. I've said this many times. If they see that the long game is going to pay a lot more dividends than just getting that short transactional money up front and then that's done with and then they leave the relationship, they'll play that long game. So you've got to be real careful that your relationship with her is legit and long lasting before you start thinking about investing that money. Once trust is earned, then you can start thinking about that investment, helping her family if that's what you want to do. But lay those groundwork down right away. Lay the law down that there's no way you're going to help her out right away. You've got to be sure, okay? Being a simp or a pay pig, you're just funding the transactional situation until the money runs out and then bye-bye, she's gone. Okay, so if you want to survive and even thrive here in Southeast Asia, here in Thailand where I am, you got to go by a couple of things. You got to know the code. All right, here's my rules. First of all, the 6-month rule. No allowances, no extravagant gifts for the first 6 months of dating. Also, don't move her in right away. And that 6 months means you're in the same city that she is for those 6 months. Now, I'm not talking about a long distance relationship. Those things don't work. I'm talking about physically in the same city that she is, so you see each other on a regular basis. Basically, you need to see how she lives when the tourist money isn't flowing. Second rule, the market test. Take her to a local market. If she's only happy spending $100 or more on high-end dinners, then that's a big red flag, guys. That means she's looking for a pay pig and not a partner. If she's happy getting a 65 baht meal at a local night market, then you might have a winner there. But again, be careful of the long game. Rule number 3, observe the family. If she keeps you hidden from her family, but keeps asking you for money for her family, that's a huge red flag. In Southeast Asia, specifically the Philippines, Thailand, even Vietnam, if you're in a real relationship, you become part of the family. She wants to introduce you to the family. That means she's serious. All right, so look, Southeast Asia is a beautiful place with beautiful, beautiful Asian women. So many to choose from. It's easy to date here, but you got to be careful. The problem is the wealth gap that is so great that it can pull these guys into these roles I'm talking about. being a simp or a pay pig. So don't let your loneliness turn you into a simp, and don't let your ego turn you into a pay pig. Be patient, stay grounded, find someone that values your time as much as they value your treasure. So what do you guys think? Have you ever felt like a walking ATM in either the Philippines or Thailand or Vietnam or anywhere in Southeast Asia? I'd love to know what your comments are below. If you've been in those positions before, maybe you realized it in time before it got too bad. Maybe you didn't realize it in time and it got bad and it was hard to get out of those situations. Let me know in the comments below. You can drop your stories in the comments too. Help the new guys avoid those traps. And if you found this helpful, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the thumbs up too. Like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the algorithms. The comments also help too. I appreciate it, guys. So as always, live life, my friend. Stay simp-free. Don't be a pay pig. Sabay, sabay. We'll talk again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.